My name is Prince Ephraim Odiakosa. To start with, I am a descendant of Oba Esige. I am here today on the invitation of the Omanoba. I was here on Friday to celebrate the New Yam Festival alongside with others and to celebrate the Omanoba. My reason for being here today is a continuation of my reason for being here last week. I am from Onitsha Olona. Our kingdom was formed by Benin warriors who migrated from this land. And my ancestors came from this very ground. Here today is to meet with the Omanoba, to continue the tradition that has been in existence between the people of Onitsha Olona, the traditional relationship that has been in existence between the people of Onitsha Olona and the Great Benin Kingdom. That is my mission here today. Personally, I am professionally an engineer. I am a citizen of the United States of America, as I am a citizen of Nigeria, and I reside in the United States. It came a time during the time of Oba Iwere the first, when, as a result of his expansionist mission, conquering towns and villages and making them subject to himself, someone or some kingdoms or communities were not too happy with that. To make sure, because they believed that they might be the next target, they sent someone to go in and do something about it. The person came into the territory, the Igoromigodo territory or the Ubini territory, and started performing his medicine that he knows well to do. As a native doctor, the news of his proficiency got to Oba Iwere the first. He was invited to perform for Oba Iwere. His performance pleased the Omanoba, and then he retained him. As time went on, to cut this long story short, Omanoba found him suitable to preside over the Igbo-speaking tribes who were in the kingdom or in the empire. Hence, to install some enoges over some tribes that he needed people who can understand them better administer. He installed the native doctor as the enoge or eze in Igbo language to preside over that Igbo tribe. At the same time, he gave one of it to him to marry. Along the line, he felt comfortable, he felt he has arrived, it was time for him to strike. He asked his wife to help him kill her father. She left the woman, the princess, in a difficult corner to choose between the love of a husband and the love of a father. And she refused to kill her father. In order to cover the plot, her husband killed her. Now, that triggered a big problem. Warriors were sent after him, and the war began. Our people started chasing him. This continued. They fought and caught up with him, subdued him. He pleaded for them not to harm his children. who are equally the grandchildren of Obaiwari. The warriors made it clear to him that nobody is going to harm the blood of Iwari. He needs to surrender the staff that was given to him because the mission was to depose him. And they made it clear to him that if he surrenders himself as a subject to Obaiwari, he will have no issue anymore. He surrendered, and they kept warriors to watch over him and his daughter, who was with him, to make sure that he doesn't start acting up. After the war, the warriors that fought against him eventually settled in the places today we call, any place you have the name Onitsha attached to it. Those were the locations of those warriors. How did they do it? The war eventually was concluded during the reign of Obaisige. So you can see how protracted the war was. The two princes that led the final wave of the war against the man and his people were Prince Osazua and Prince Urobwa. Urobwa was the senior brother, Osazua was the younger brother. They were the children, the sons of Obaisige and Queen Elaba. Their sister was also a warrior princess. Her name was Olo. They were all involved in the war. And they settled in where, they pitched their own tent in where we call Onitsha Olona. The site of the house and residence of Urobwa is still in Onitsha Olona today. Where he was when he got the news that his father has taken his white chalk to meet the ancestors. Okay? Originally, that settlement where the sons of Esige resided was first referred to by Obaisige as Edo Ubini Nisi. Fast forward, when Obaorobua ascended the throne, as a way of love and in honor to his younger brother, who has been very supportive of him, all the area where the fought war, he mapped it out and named it Iho Mioto. Conquered. The location where the warriors were situated in order to keep peace in that enclave, they had warriors set in the north, in the south, in the east, and in the west. To the north, you have Ihomioto or Homina, Ihomioto Ubo, and Ihomioto Eko. Those towns today are called Onitsha Olona, Onitsha and Onitsha or Onitsha. You go to the south, we have Ihomioto Ukwane and Ihomioto Abo. Those two towns today, those two settlements today are what we call Onitsha Ukwane and Abo. Abo has dropped or Ihomioto, but simply called Abo. You go to the east, you have Ihomioto Ado and Ukumaga Ado. Ihomioto Ado was later also extended to Ihomioto Ado Nidu, which later translated to Onitsha Ado Nidu, simply called Onitsha today. And Ukumaga Ado also merged with some other people from Igala to form where we call Ela, Nta Nomoka, simply Ela. Okay? To the west, we have Ihomioto Nta. Today, they are the people we call Abonta. Here in Eka. Okay? So, the settlement of the warriors today can now be found in the 4 local governments that the British created when they came. Aniocha, Oshimili, Ndokwa, and Eka, that now makes up what we call Anioma today. The name Anioma is a name that was given in 1951. The original name, like I said, was Ihomioto. That original name have undergone several transformations and changes, starting from transformation from Ihomioto to Onochiane, from Onochiane to West Bank of the Niger, according to the British. From the West Bank of the Niger to Ekumeku people. From Ekumeku people to Anioma. So this is the phase of changes in name that has taken place. If you Google Anioma today, you'll have it read. Anioma is an ancient and industrious nation because they do not want to regard it as a kingdom anymore. A strategic move to distort our history, mask our identity. Okay? I have heard someone ask, how do you mean Anioma is a Benin land? I have to make it clear. The people of Anioma are not only Benin people. The people of Anioma comprises people from Benin, people from Igbo, people from Yoruba, and people from Igala. But the land where all of them live still lies within the ancient Igodomigodo, which has equally undergone name change to Ubini, from Ubini to Edo. Okay? From time immemorial, as history has it, the land to the west of the Ogidieze, the river Niger. Take note, there is a difference between Ogidieze and Ogieze. Ogidieze is a river, the big river. Ogieze is the Atlantic Ocean. Okay? History has it that both the people that settled to the east of the Ogidieze, which we now call River Niger, and the people that settled on the west of Ogidieze are descendants of 3 brothers. One of the brothers lived on the west side of the river, 2 lived on the east side of the river. And the descendants of the one that lived on the west side are the people that formed Igodomigodo. While the descendants of the brothers that live on the east side formed Biafra, what we call Biafra today, or Igbo land today. There was an original name which has been lost to history and time. Like Igodomigodo underwent name change. The original name, I believe the Igbo people should be able to know. Before they started calling them Biafra, there was a name. You can see that even after calling them Biafra, they still call them Igbos. Another name change, right? So the point I'm trying to make is that the land to the west of the Ogidieze, which is the present-day River Niger, was said by history, not by me, history narrated by our ancestors and passed down, was said to belong to Igodomigodo people, the descendant of one of the brothers which is from Asaba to the west. To the east is the land belonging to the descendants of the other two brothers. So, I dare to say that there is no need for people to argue as to who owns land, this land, and who owns the other land. It is not a crime for a nephew to go to his uncle's house to live. Okay? So, just as our brothers from the other side of the river has crossed over to live with us, I believe some of our brothers have crossed over to live on their side. Yesterday, I said the same thing when I was interviewed. Nothing stops me from going to Igbo land to buy a land. When I buy the land, it belongs to mine. But the certificate will still indicate that I bought the land in Igbo land. Similarly, nothing stops our brothers from the other side to come and live in our compound. If we give them one, we know we have given them one to live on, but they are still living in our compound. So our brothers from the other side, as well as our Yoruba brothers and sisters and Igala brothers and sisters, we are all living in the same compound. There is no need to fight. Okay.
But how come is the said visitors are now the one claiming to be the owner?
Well, life is very intricate. Life is very intricate, and confusion can always arise as time goes on. But until history is narrated properly for the purpose of information, people will never know what they do not know. And that is why it is advisable not to fight what you don't know, because you wouldn't know the ammunition that the unknown will use to fight you.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.